Hi, this is Jenny Owens, graduate of Belmont University, class of 2005. I was a pre-occupational therapy major in the honors program and later a graduate of the Doctor of Occupational Therapy program in 2007.
Yeah, and I'm Evan Owens. I was also a graduate of Belmont in 2005, and I have a degree in music, and I was not in the honors program.
And we actually met in the music school. That's actually where my journey started. And I just knew Evan as that super talented guy who could play guitar and sing and beatbox. Very good skill to have.
Yeah, and I guess I knew Jenny just because she was one of the many ladies who just followed me everywhere I went around campus. And so I won one over at least while I was there. And really, since that time, a lot has changed in our lives. Although we still live in the Middle Tennessee area, God actually brought us up near Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And we actually started here in our actual home, where we're recording this now, an organization called Reboot Recovery. And what we believe and what we do is we help combat veterans and their families heal from the spiritual and moral wounds of war. And that may be something you don't know much about, but specifically if you believe we all have a mind, body, and soul, there's a lot of mental health, there's a lot of physical health, but no one's really talking about spiritual wellness for our veterans. So that's what we do, is we have a 12-week course that families go through together. All of our groups have childcare and a meal and that sort of thing, and each week we tackle a different topic related to a type of trauma. And so what are some of those topics, Jen?
We tackle things like grief and why grief is important. We talk about guilt and shame, forgiveness, and identity. If I am what I do and I can no longer do that thing, then who am I now and where do I get my worth? And Reboot really started as a result of my work as an occupational therapist with active duty military at Fort Campbell. I worked in the traumatic brain injury clinic, treating soldiers who had mild brain injuries as well as post-traumatic stress. And it was just so evident to me with every interaction with a patient that there was a lot going on than what met the eye. And as a person of faith, I just couldn't help but ask myself, what can I bring to this situation to provide hope and healing? And it was a lot more than what I could do as just an occupational therapist. So that's kind of where Reboot was born.
Yeah, and it's been an amazing journey for us. We actually started with just one location here in Middle Tennessee, and now, if you can believe this, we have nearly 30 locations in 18 states, which is honestly kind of hard for us to even wrap our head around sometimes. But it's been an amazing journey for us, and we've been able to help a lot of people through the courses that other people lead, that we empower these leaders to do that. And you know, Belmont really played, I know it did for me, it played a big role. And obviously, if the marriage didn't happen, if we didn't meet, this whole thing would have never happened, because it kind of brains and not brains brought together to really solve
Charisma,
it. Yeah, that's
vision.
what it was. Yeah, all that. So for me, I know Belmont played a big role. Did it for you as well?
Yeah, and just the culture of Belmont, I think from the get-go really encouraged me to follow my heart and pursue my passions. I'm just so blessed and grateful to be able to do work that really feeds my soul, and that I can see the light and love of Jesus working through other people's lives, working through our lives, and I really think that's something that Belmont instilled in me from the get-go.
Yeah, I also think for Belmont, some of my closest friends to this day, I spend so much time with combat veterans that sometimes I start to feel like I was one, and I wasn't. But the reality is I have a few friends who I have kept in very close relationship with, and not only do they keep us grounded, but they also are a safe place for us to go back to when we need to vent a little bit about things we're frustrated with, some of our compassion fatigue issues. We go to them, and they are like rocks to us. And so
like
Belmont
family.
really built that, like family. They really built that for us. And my involvement with Belmont while I was there, I was so busy doing music and other things that honestly, I wasn't super involved in campus life. But my involvement's actually increased since I graduated. I serve now on the Alumni board. Previously, I was on the Young Alumni board, where I had a great experience getting to experience that. And I'm a season ticket holder at all the basketball games, so are we. I guess we both are. And now I've been able to help and watch Belmont continue to grow.
Yeah, and I was kind of a nerd and overachiever at Belmont, so my involvement's probably lessened a little bit. But no, I've been really thankful to have a great relationship with the Occupational Therapy School at Belmont, and I've been invited back to speak on a number of occasions about my experiences working with the military, because that's really a specialized field, and it's a place where I feel occupational therapy has a huge role to play in helping veterans and their families to heal. And so if I can impart any wisdom from what I've learned to this new generation of OTs, I am so happy to do that. So I'm grateful to have those connections with Belmont.
Yeah, and I don't have any wisdom to impart to the music majors except for just keep singing and playing, and it'll help you in some way. in the future. But realistically, if anything we've said struck a nerve to you today about maybe you feel called to want to help combat veterans, a couple things you can do is you can start a group. We have people just like you, just like us, who are starting them all over the country, and you can do that, and I can help, or Jenny can help, some of our team. Or maybe you don't feel called in that way, but maybe you'd like to support a group, and you can do both of those things on our website, which is rebootrecovery.com. Again, that's rebootrecovery.com, and you can learn all about what we're doing, where we're at, what we're up to, and where some of our groups and travels have brought us. And so thank you to Belmont and the alumni team for giving us the opportunity to share some stories about really where we've been since Belmont. It truly has been an amazing journey for us. Thank you so much, and until next time,
See ya.
bye-bye.